In a world where convenience and value are paramount, and access to everything lies within the reach of our fingertips, the ascendance of online shopping has been a game changer in the retail landscape. But rather than creating the demise of brick-and-mortar retail, it has helped retailers retool and grow in a positive way.
The media has misinterpreted the relationship between bricks and mortar and online shopping. They put them at odds with each other, when in reality, you need both. So if you're an online direct to the consumer, you gotta open up a store. If you're a store, you gotta be good at the online. And both of them together is what gives you a great customer experience.
We've made our online platform very similar to the stores. In fact, we want them to match up extensively. The consumer can shop ahead, find out what they want, come into the store, try out the product. Online shopping is difficult for furniture. It's not like any other product. It's not something you can just look online and get and always feel comfortable with. We hear all the time about people buying mattresses online and being very upset with the results of what that mattress is.
The dynamics of retail, whether manifested in the virtual realm or brick-and-mortar establishments, are intricately intertwined. Today, the desires and demands of consumers gravitate towards convenience and value. Their desires propelled by technology.
A shopper can only look at a screen so much, and it's two-dimensional, and whether you're looking on a computer, whether you're looking on your smartphone, people want to touch, they want to feel, they want to use all of their senses. So try to tell a woman who's going to buy a pair of jeans that you're just going to look at it and rotate it on a screen. She wants to try them on, she wants to see how they feel, she wants to see what she looks like in the mirror, and she wants to know how she feels with them on. That can only be done inside a store. The other part that people forget about bricks and mortar is it's entertainment. I don't care if you're a junior hire and you're hanging out at the mall with your friends and your mama has to come pick you up, or if you're two girlfriends that are going out for dining and they're shopping. Maybe you want to know what the spring fashions are that are coming out. It's what we call retail therapy.
I think the first thing to understand about the retail business, and specifically the retail real estate business, is the incredible power of the consumer. Last year in the United States, the US consumer spent about $13 trillion, and that represents about 70% of the overall US economy. And what that consumer has said over and over is they do in fact really like brick and mortar stores, but they also like having a real strong online presence backed by really good technology. And then what that does for the consumer is it provides convenience. People can go get their product or their good or service easily. It drives value, which is the price in the value chain. And then finally, do you have good service to back up the product after the sale is made? At the end of the day, all of these trends are going to continue to enhance the customer experience, which is what the retailer is really chasing.
An Arizona-based retail group is one of the leaders in the charge to grow brick-and-mortar retail establishments throughout the West, working behind the scenes in the growth of many of America's top retail brands. For 25 years, Velocity Retail Group has been committed to accelerating the expansion of high-growth retailers. Armed with unparalleled expertise, experience, and cutting-edge technology, they stand as a leading innovator in the world of retail real estate.
When retailers are expanding their store count rapidly, the main reason that they would use somebody like Velocity Retail Group is leverage. Because instead of going and hiring all new people, moving them across the country, moving expenses, benefits, and building up all that expense, they can leverage us. They can use our systems, people, and processes to accelerate their retail success. The second reason that we're really used is for market knowledge. So when they go into a market, they don't have relationships, they don't know the real estate, they don't know the people, the developers, and we bring that as a benefit to the equation. When people drive down the street and they're looking for a billboard that says available, the best real estate doesn't show up that way. It might be the retail restaurant that's struggling and is having a hard time making payroll, and all of a sudden we could buy them out. It could be a retailer that wants to downsize and we find available space. So we work on the invisible real estate, which is usually the best real estate. Mentorship has had such an impact on our growth and culture. It's the foundation, and it's interesting. Our company started based on a request of a senior executive at a firm I was at. Hey, will you mentor this young MBA grad in the business? That partnership started a 27-year relationship where we're best friends and do business together today. And we follow that up with our interns. We do tons of mentorship with interns to kind of pay it forward. Some of our best players that have been here for 10 or 12 years came out of the mentorship program where we hired them in college.
When I started in the business, there was a saying that I heard many times, and that saying was, time in the business makes you money. And that certainly has been true of our partnership here at Velocity Retail Group. Our partnership has two different sets of strengths. We're alike in a lot of ways, but we also have some real distinct differences, and that's really made Velocity Retail Group's platform strong and really interesting, both to clients, to partners, and to our employees and associates.
Velocity Retail Group continues to fuel the growth of many of America's favorite brands. By accelerating the success of these expanding retailers, it is also driving new jobs and opportunities for local economies.
We're in a highly competitive business for the best real estate. When we do a market strategy and outline what's the optimal number of brick and mortar stores for this marketplace, then it really comes down to us executing, and what that means is to go find the best location at the best price and deliver it. The name of our company, Velocity Retail Group, was really started to help retailers get speed to market, to help them get market share to accomplish their goals or go public or whatever their end game is.
Velocity has offered us a strategic partner. When we go into a new market, we need somebody who has extensive knowledge of that market and can offer us a good base of what the consumer needs, what the area can allow us to do. We've been able to get some amazing properties that have been super competitive due to that thinking outside of the box, finding some locations that maybe we wouldn't have looked at before.
I think the whole country has figured out that Arizona is not only a great place to live, but it's also a great business climate. I moved here in the mid-90s when we were just a little over 2 million people, and now we're about 5.5 million people and growing strong. We have in-migration here of about 125,000 people per year, and the old adage of retail follows rooftops is certainly true here. As we add more and more people, we're going to continue to need really good new retail projects in our suburbs that are growing, but also a number of redevelopment opportunities in the market to make it healthy, also to bring in new retailers into real established areas. And so I think overall the future's bright.
We love to bring new concepts and exciting concepts that people get fired up over. And then there's a ripple effect. We're creating new jobs and opportunity and change in our community for the better. We reach out to the retailer and woo them to come to our state and open here. We have the benefit in Arizona of having one of the most dynamic economies in the country. We have job creation like we've never seen before. We've got sunshine and we're affordable. And that makes Arizona not that hard to sell.
For more information, visit www.velocityretail.com.